Hello guys and welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. As you guys can see here, we're continuing on with our bright tree forest, or bright green tree forest, our Ewok adventure. And today we've got the AT-ST. This is the brand new 2023 AT-ST, which comes with Chewie model built in as standard. You can obviously build it three different ways. You can build it as the generic one, you can build it for the Imperials, and you can build it for the Ewoks. Definitely not Wookiees. See, I got it right this time. This box is about £10 more expensive than the previous one. You can get them from the likes of Gaming Figures for 40% off. You can also pick them up at the likes of Firestorm Games, Goblin Games, Element, Zatu, all the usual. So you don't have to pay full price for it. But I think full price it comes to about £70. It, however, isn't made of the horrific plastic that the old one was made of. It comes on a sprue, and you get to assemble it. So for some people, that'll be super exciting. For others, it won't be. But, yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, so this comes with one plastic miniature, 2 unit cards, 6 upgrade cards, 1 token, or 1 token sheet, sorry, and then the 1 insert sheet. Now, the insert sheet is always, as you guys who have watched any unboxings before or bought any Star Wars, is just used to be the instructions on how to build. Now it's just a QR code to send you to the Atomic Mass site and where to get the build instructions. I might just bodge this together myself because I'm a former Orc player and that's kind of what we do. But yeah, you do get the 2 pilot options. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bust this bad boy open and we're going to take a look at the contents. So guys, you can see here there's quite the pile. Now, this base is very much not your standard base. This is clearly a specially designed base for this model, which does not work at all for me because I am jungle based. So I will be rebasing that, but I probably would have been doing that anyway. So yeah, it's neither here nor there. It also looks like they do very briefly line up, but they've tried to make it more interesting in terms of their firing arcs, which I think is a really nice touch. But for me, it's useless. I'm going to cover that bad boy in my special base mix. As you can see here, you get the Ewok token, you get your vehicle damage tokens, you get, just 3s this time. I'm hoping that's because of how much damage I'm going to be dishing out and not how much I'm going to be taking. And then you get your 2 separate tokens, both heavies, but for your Rebels and your Imperial. Now, this is just going to get put to one side. They're tokens. You know how much I sing the praises of the tokens for Legion. They're a good quality. They're strong. They're thick. You don't need to see anymore. What we will do is we will check the cards, though. So we're going to get a little more deep and intimate. So it comes with the generic comms jammer. Comms jammer is pretty cool. Enemy units at range 1 cannot be issued orders unless they are issuing the order to themselves, and that's a really important part of that. But the card itself is actually pretty nice. See on the back it shows you which upgrade slot it takes up. This is another generic one, which is a long-range comms link. During the command phase, you can be issued orders by friendly leaders or operatives, regardless of range. So, again, pretty good, especially if you want to send this bad boy out in front to smash stuff. Now, these are the 3 generic guns that come with this, which is the light blaster cannon. It's a rainbow, which is 1 of each colour. It's got 1 of 3. It's fixed front with impact 1. This is 3 white, fixed front with suppressive, and this is range 4 or further away, so it's not going to be doing any close range stuff, but it is going to be blowing stuff up. And then you've got the concussion grenade launcher, which is 2 black, and that's 1 to 2. It's blast, and it's fixed front, and as you can see here, blast ignores cover, and the defender must be inside your front arc. So it tells you on the little cards what they do, and then you've got General Wise, or Vise, General Vise? No, it's General Wise. And he connects to this as a pilot. That isn't the case in the Chewie one, because you can't take it without. So Chewie is the actual character, and the AT-ST is what he's in. But with the Imperial one, I believe you can take it as a heavy option on its own, or you can add General Wise as a pilot. But you gain Field Commander and Arsenal 2, and while attacking each miniature in this unit can use up to 2 of its weapons. So it's pretty cool. So yes, so here's the basic ATST, and then we'll look at the Chewie version. Now we have looked at the Chewie version before, so if you've watched my previous video, you can watch this video as well and be like, oh, he said that in both videos. And you're right, I did say it in both videos. But anyway, yeah, so you can see the upgrades down the side here. It gets a pilot and a lot of gubbins. It's got armor, so it cancels all basic hit results. It only gets damage by crits. Arsenal 2, which we just covered. It's got a weak point in the rear, meaning you can tap that butt, as it were. It's a single model, and this is Imperial. It's got 11 wounds, and it can take 8 before it rolls to see what happens to it. Its guns are 2 red, 2 black, 2 white, with a 1-4 blaster cannon, impact 3, but fixed. And then it has fence-cutting blades, which are 2 red, 2 black. 2 red, 2 red, or 4 red to the layman. So it's pretty cool. But we're going to throw it to one side because I don't care about Imperials. And if you're watching this and you care about Imperials, you scum. And you should think about your life choices. I'm jesting. I will do an Imperial army at some point. And then here's Chewbacca. So as I said, Chewbacca himself is the card. He's not an ATST that you put stuff on because you can't take it without him. It has no upgrade, so this is a basic card as it is, and it's a unit size of 1. It's again 11 and 8. It's got surges on crits and surges on defense, whereas the Imperial one only has surges on defense. They both roll white dice for defense, and they both move 2. I didn't cover it before because I wanted to get off that scummy Imperial as quick as possible. Weapons-wise, it's got the grenade launcher, which is 2 black, front fixed. It's got the twin light blaster, which is a rainbow, and that's impact 1. And then it has 2 red, 2 black, 2 white, which is the blaster cannon, 1-4. And that's a front, and that's fixed. So it has most of the guns. It doesn't have the fence-cutting blades, which is the close combat, which we touched on before. And it doesn't have the missile launchery pods of doom. Instead, it has these 2, which are close combat, which is the rainbow and the 2 black, and then it has obviously the blaster cannon. It has incognito, which means the unit can't be attacked by enemy units beyond range 1 unless you've performed an attack or used an objective card action during this game. So Imperials will think that he is one of theirs, and they'll be cool until Chewie pops out the top and makes his Chewie based noises. I'm not very good with the old Chewie voice, you'll have to bear with me. One of the guys from work's really good. Maybe I could ask him to appear on the video. It seems a bit unlikely. But yeah, so it's got armor the same, it's got Arsenal 2, it's got Inspire 3, and then it has the Incognito we just talked about, and then it has the weak point at the rear. One thing you will notice compared to the ATST card, this is one of the newer cards, whereas the ATST is the original card, you'll notice that armor and Arsenal don't have what they do written on these newer cards. I don't know why that is. I wonder if it's to do with translations to other countries and things like that. Who will know? But on the back it does have the keywords like a lot of the other cards do. So yeah. So next thing we're going to look at is the sprues, of which this comes with 3 standard sprues. We'll zoom out for this, guys. And then you get the command sprue, which has Chewie and Wise on it. Look at Chewie there. Almost a full Chewie model. I was expecting it to be like basically that. But look at it. You get a fair old chunk. Obviously you get all the other little bits. Doesn't look like it's going to be too hard to build. So I'm going to try and build it without instructions because, as I said, Orc player, it's kind of what we do. What I will have to do, though, because I don't have his one I made earlier like I did with the Wookiees, I am going to have to go away and build this. So for you guys, it's going to be almost instantaneous, barring a few little pauses for editing flurries. For me, it's probably going to be an hour or 2, maybe longer. You know how lazy I am. But yeah, guys, back in a second. Well, welcome back, guys. To say it's been a minute or 2 is an understatement. For you, it might just be a couple of seconds. For me, it's going on 6 months. But as you can see, I've actually got the miniature painted in this time. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at it. As you can see, it's fully done here. So we'll start with the Chewie, which, as you can see, he comes out. I haven't painted his base because I'm never going to use him outside of being in there, so I didn't feel I needed to. We go along and we have a look at this. You will have to bear with me. I do apologise. I'm at my painting desk because I've got my youngest is gaming. I've got washers and dryers going. I've got guinea pigs squeaking. So we're kind of doing this on the fly. But because now we're back in the swing of things and we're actually doing some filming, I actually wanted to get these out. Well, relatively on time for us. But yeah, so what I did was I sprayed the model black. No, sorry, I sprayed the model grey. I then sprayed it white. Then Sparks went around it with I can't remember what kind of wash, but it's an oil wash to dirty it up. We then had to seal it, and I then finished painting him. As you can see here, I had a couple of extra Ewoks, so I put those on the base. We'll have a bit of a zoom in here. So I stuck a couple of extra Ewoks on the base there just to give it something different. But yeah, guys, so in terms of the kit, it was really nice to put together. It was a really nice kit to paint and wasn't too hard. I really had a lot of fun with Chewie. I don't know if you can catch it here, but I tried to like add some depth and definition to the hair. It's not brilliant, but for me, it's all right. So base-wise, I've gone with the mix, as I said in previous videos I was going to, and then I've added some tufts and some little leaves and stuff. But yeah, so in terms of the kit, really good value for money. If you're going to use an ATST, I would definitely suggest this one over the other one, because obviously you do get the two different commanders, and you get the extra cards and things like that. So value for money wise, it's definitely there. Plus, it's a much nicer kit to put together because it isn't that horrible like synthetic plastic stuff. It's your proper unsprues plastics. But yeah, guys, I like it. Obviously, in terms of this, I've unboxed everything new now. I think the next video we're going to do is doing some Ewok painting. So I'll probably pick up 2 or 3 different Ewoks and we'll show a couple of different painting schemes for them. I've already unboxed and built my Han, my Leia, so I can't really do those yet. The Rebels were built ages ago because they're from my actual Rebels list. So I can't really show you those being unboxed as well. What I will do is I am going to pick up Chewie at some point so I can show you him. That's definite. And I also want to get C-3PO and R2-D2 in the crashed pod ship. But I've been struggling to find that anywhere at the moment, so if anybody does know where I can pick that up online in the UK, if you can pop it in the comments, that would be fantastic. Asmodee do have it on their website, but it's full price plus postage, and it's probably going to end up costing me a gosh darn fortune. So if you guys can hook a brother up, I'm certainly not going to mind. One thing I would like to say is, since we've come back, you guys have shown a lot of love to us on our videos, and I do really appreciate that. You know, subscriber count's gone up a little bit. We've had over 100 views on each of the videos we've put out, which, considering we took a 2-year hiatus, has been absolutely fantastic. So I can't thank you guys enough. We weren't really sure if we started putting videos up again, if anybody would really care, but I really appreciate that you guys do. So what I'm going to do now is the usual social media bits. You guys know I'm not too fond of it, but it has to be done. I know it, you know it, so let's just get it out of the way. Let's make it painless. Let's rip that band-aid off, as it were, or a plaster for the UK. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, leave us a comment. If you are enjoying these new videos, let us know. I do really, really appreciate any feedback. Sometimes I will get feedback that, you know, annoys me, because someone will point out something negative. And then I'll realise they were right and we'll try and adjust on the fly. So I do appreciate it. Obviously, at the moment, we are putting out some bolt action content, the Star Wars Legion. We've got some Middle-earth strategy battle games coming soon, including a campaign where we're actually going to be playing through battle companies. So each of us has got our own battle companies. You're going to see Liam on the channel for the first time in a while. You're obviously going to see myself. You're going to be seeing not Nate, sorry. You're going to be seeing Sparks, Vince. I am going to ask Alan, that's his name, my good friend Alan, whether he wants to take part in it, but I know he's been really busy recently because, you know, when you keep slaves in your basement, you've got to, look after them. But no, seriously, guys, we are going to be covering a lot of really good stuff. So if you can follow through, that would be fantastic. One thing I would like to say, though, on the topic of Nate, is Paint with Nate that used to be on our channel. Nate has now started his own channel. So if you could go over and show him some love, I'd really, really appreciate that. And I will put his YouTube channel in the description below. So yeah, if this video feels a bit disjointed, it's because it's a whole new camera. It's been 6 months since part 1 was filmed. And yeah, it has been a while. But as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for the love so far. Hopefully that continues. And as always, pray to the dice gods and hope they smile upon you. Take care, guys. Bye.